Carter Granholm.
Granholm.
He burned a guy's dick off with his magical fucking heat
Why,
vision.
why did Carter Granholm do that? Because he wanted to look at dicks.
Because he knew that he had to look at it in order to burn it off.
Yes.
Like, well, I
He's
might
like,
as well.
I better get this guy's pants off. So I can look at his dick more than normal. More than usual. More than healthy amounts of looking at dick.
He made a construct that was just hands that unzipped the guy's pants, unbelted the guy's pants.
Really trivial use of his superpowers. He made a construct.
Kind of like how the Green Lantern would just make a big fist and punch people.
Yes, except
exactly
more
like
clever, that. More clever than that.
It's a little more involved. The punching people is a little gauche.
It's bogue.
Totally bogue.
It's totally bogue.
You make fun of the guy, but there are a lot of people in the world that if they got superpowers, they would just use them to look at dicks.
I would punch dicks. I would combine Green Lantern with Carter Granholm to punch dicks.
Some might say that the internet is a superpower.
So some might say that
the internet look at dicks.
Some might say the internet is really, really great for porn.
For porn.
For porn. What? What?
Why did he say that like Bane?
Why did he say... Well, I didn't know Bane was in Avenue Q. Is that true? Bane was in Avenue Q as one of the puppets?
Bane is a Muppet. Bane is a fucking Muppet.
His name, but I've never actually seen Avenue Q, but wasn't that the fucking Cookie Monster, whatever the fuck his name was, Trekkie? Trekkie. I hate men! What a cunt. She clearly deserved it. Anyways, back to whatever we're here for. I don't know. Back to that.
Carter Granholm.
Carter Granholm.
He made a complicated construct called a hand so that he could unzip a man's pants.
Each finger articulated and able to move independently so that he could unzip a guy's pants to look at his dick so hard that it burst into flame. Just like Superman did to that pregnant woman.
It's liberal. It's extreme. It's Granholm.
Don't you talk about me, you son of a bitch!
Who said that? What is that?
I love how
this throat drop is so delicious.
Delicious.
You
know what's also delicious? The Lightbringer.
The Lightbringer. You know what's really delicious is pulling a guy's pants down so you can burn his dick off.
With your magic powers.
Somehow.
One thing I guess I never looked at or cared about or thought was funny, but the cover for Lightbringer published by Steel Dragon Comics,
nice,
also known as Comic Genesis, I guess.
Nice generic font on there too. The fucking standard.
Yeah, it was like a standard Windows 95 fucking extra stuff Germanic font.
Holy shit! Like I hate this comic already.
It says here it's an homage. This cover.
Oh.
It just looks like a really shitty DeviantArt, low-rent DeviantArt.
No, DeviantArt is better than...
The cover itself is an homage to the ever-homageable Identity Crisis #2.
The classic.
Oh.
Which he went on
but
to
it's not
review.
#1, so it's clearly not as valuable as Identity Crisis #1.
It's only worth $3, not the entire whole $4 that most comics from that era are worth in giant fucking sneer sarcastic
less David Worth less. But yeah, okay, you know what, I do need to do the Clem fight and the Aryan treasure hunt.
You can do Clem. You can play Clem in Warframe while we do the real work of
while you guys are forced to look at
You're
forced to look at the art of the Lightbringer, but make sure you read it to me so I can follow along.
Yeah, let's read this comic to my brother.
But also, it reminds me, we posted one of our videos to Jerk's Discord, and Jerk has a lot of the dumbest idiots ever in his Discord. So somebody's like, it was the one about fucking Tank's new comic. And the fucking guy, whoever the loser in the Discord, was like, all they're doing is just calling him gay for a half hour. This review is terrible. This video is terrible. And it's like, man, what a faggot.
Yeah, fucking, isn't that a good? That's technically a more interesting review than any other kind of review.
But just the fact that they're missing the point so hard, it's like, do we really live in such a world of plebs?
Yeah, we do.
Is everyone so beneath us? How am I not supposed to feel superior when everyone is so
This is
beneath
what it's
us?
like to be Q.
Now we know what it's like to be Q in season 1 TNG.
Yeah, fucking the best season of Star Trek: The Next Generation, season 1.
Season 1. The best Q episode.
The best place to
Season
start from watching TNG, of course, is season 1. It's the beginning of the show.
If you want to start watching Star Trek, you should start at the very beginning.
Well, speaking of which, if this in the exact same way, if you want to read The Lightbringer, I was fucking I sort of had a passable attempt at an impersonation of Linkara, really Oni's impersonation of Linkara.
The Lightbringer.
And over the past couple of weeks, I've just lost it. So I'm sure I can't fucking.
Partly because our impersonations always sort of end up morphing into Bane.
To burn. To be honest, I don't even have it as Bane anymore. That's too bad.
Well, it's the only impersonation we've ever been close to getting, and it's not that good.
Here's the important thing, though. I always was curious, what city does this take? Let me zoom in on the actual comic. But what city does this take place in?
I believe this takes place in Pharos City.
Is it Pharaoh City or Pharos City?
Pharos, unless it's French. The S might be silent.
Oh.
Let's assume it's French. Let's assume it's French for them.
Fucking classy shit right there. So
just kidding.
Here's the thing, though. We're not reviewing this comic. We're just reading it because, hey, why review it when so many other people already have? There's no. I can't even say like, oh, the art's terrible, because of course the art's terrible. It's kind of pointless and redundant to point out or mention the art. I think it's funny that he actually spent some time trying to draw buildings, though.
I could be wrong, but something tells me that Mr. Lovehug doesn't have any formal training in art.
I mean, sometimes the most important way to learn to draw is to just practice as a hobby.
Just get started. Yeah, that is actually, if there's one thing I could trash him for, it's actually not going to be just that he's like a new artist. He just wanted to get this made.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't fault him for his passion.
Yeah. I can certainly fault him. Like we always say, the real problem always in comics is never bad art, it's bad writing, which most people can't even identify. But we're not even going to do that. We're just going to read and enjoy. So
enjoy.
Well,
explore this image.
I mean, you're absolutely right. It's the rule of thumb that good writing can cover for bad art, but bad writing can't. Good writing,
something like that.
Yeah, the thing.
But yeah,
is
like
true,
bad
art
fucking doesn't make good writing better either.
But if I'm not mistaken, this is a very dark and gritty depiction of the depths of human wickedness, and I feel like such a serious storyline is somewhat deflated by the naive art style.
Yeah, that's one thing. One thing, everyone wanting to make their first comic always comes up with their super gritty, dark, serious, dramatic, sad. There's going to be people crying and stuff, but they want to draw it, and they can only draw like this, and it's like, how do I make this look as serious as I need it to be? And usually, that's where people give up or try to find another artist.
But in this case, no, just Sarged on Sargon of Akkad.
You got Sargon of Akkad.
My advice is just skip the gritty stage that you're going through. Just go straight to comedy, you know?
I mean,
you might want to make something that will move people emotionally, make them feel something, right? But, you know, happiness is an emotion too. So
I like being happy. You know, right when, because this is from 2001. Wasn't this when you made that
no, it's from
Newgrounds?
2006.
Well, shit. Well, I was going to say this is from when Nice Mod was making that Newgrounds video about fucking Linkin Park.
That's right. See, the thing is, though, that was actually fun. I remember seeing that and being like, "This is actually funny." Holy shit!
Well, that's the point. Is that it's just trashing the sad duck.
Well, it was directly parodying somebody else's actual AMV, like an animated Newgrounds AMV.
Yeah.
Of the same song, too. Of
Let's talk about that instead of this.
Breaking the Habit by Linkin Park, which is a song I had never heard because Linkin Park, of course, is totally gay. Oh no, our entire video is about calling things gay.
Lottery.
Ignore everything else we've said and just focus on the 1 second where we said something's gay. Now the entire video is about that. Thanks to, as Jay Sherman once said, the magic of delusion.
I also noticed that we've got some lovely author commentary underneath these images.
Yeah, we'll be ignoring that. And if you read that, I'll be ignoring you.
Some behind-the-scenes details.
Telling you to ignore that.
Like right here, did you know that Mr. Lovehog originally intentioned that Lightbringer would comb his hair?
Oh shit! What?
But he doesn't comb his hair. Whoa!
No, he doesn't comb his hair.
Are you still on the cover? Because I actually went to the next page, hoping you would read it.
Why are we only still on the cover? What the fuck?
So we're looking at the Lightbringer here, the world's first superhero by Louis Lovehog.
Well, he's the first superhero ever.
That was always something. Not to review this, because we're not here to review this, but that always seriously concerned me that the Lightbringer is the world's first superhero.
Did he win World War II? Did he fight in and win World War II?
Yes, along with a guy made out of bees.
And a guy with a shield. A guy just carrying a shield and wearing a spangly red, white, and blue outfit going to punch Hitler in the face. That's what won us World War II.
Stinkerbell.
Tinkerbell. Fucking bag.
So anyways,
Anyway.
This doesn't look like World War II at all.
No, this looks pretty modern. You can tell by that fantastic depiction of the city.
His furniture store, a used furniture store that he works at.
You know what also doesn't get mentioned much? Valentine's Day sale. Should be a time of love. I wonder if we'll see some aspect of that in the comic within the next page.
Could be.
Gonna be seeing a whole lot of love.
Now, when you said read this, did you mean out loud? Just to clarify.
I'll be looking at this, so I am recording the pages. So as you read this, people will be able to also
just read it in your head, and we'll scroll by. And I'm going to be playing Warframe
silently,
so I won't be able to see anything.
Well, no, because there are so many times we have done, usually script readings, where suddenly, for some reason that I can't explain, you would stop reading the wonderful script many times, usually for extended period of time. I would be very resentful of that, but then sometimes you would just start reading the beginning of Lightbringer, and I was like, we should do a video in which you do that.
You know what we should do is have a dedicated video to reading Lightbringer.
A full-on
if
video
you want to read
Lightbringer
so much.
That is an amazing idea.
We're going to do that then. So, we're going to do that then.
Kind of like in the Galaxy Quest when they broke the beryllium sphere. And it's like, oh, we don't know what we're going to do. We're so fucked. And then the fucking engineer, the chief engineer comes on and it's like, They're gonna fucking rig the ship up, travel to this other planet with endothermic propulsion, and then they're just like, "We'll do that."
Yeah, the captain hears all that and he goes, "We'll do that."
Like as if he's really the captain or something.
As if it was his idea.
Like he's making a decision
He's
or
making
something.
command decision.
A command decision.
Sometimes you got to roll the hard 6, you know?
Yes.
So
this cityscape that I'm looking at here has some truly mind-boggling perspective. I just wanted to make a note of that.
Some of it's not even necessarily that bad, but it's also not that good.
Yeah.
Probably worked for hours and hours on it.
Like it makes sense until you get about 2/3 of the way through the panel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's especially off to the sides where things sort of don't disappear. There's no the concept of the vanishing point, which I myself don't even really understand, or I'm not good at. Like along the left side, along
I understand
the top,
vanishing
it
point
kind of
was
works.
a movie. The Vanishing Point was, I think, a Hitchcock movie or something.
No.
Or was it a James Bond movie?
It's a visual concept too, but then just on the right side, it just stops existing. It's like
one of my favorite art concepts for drawing complex art designs is the living daylights.
The wonderful James Bond movie.
View to a kill. There's certainly a view to a kill in this comic.
Yeah, a view in askew to a kill.
Pharaoh City.
That's the kind of read we're going to get in this one. Okay.
Yeah, no. I'm afraid that I can't do that voice for long, or I'll die. So you're just gonna have to pretend that I'm still doing that voice.
How about if you just do it until you die, and then we'll get somebody else to read?
Okay. I thought I was the only literate person you knew.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What if you just? I mean, it looks like nice and bright in daylight. Why don't you just Pharaoh City? It looks happy.
Pharaoh City.
Wow. Yeah, that works. That's fine.
Planned community.
It started off well enough, a fantastic, peaceful metropolis within the Midwest. But it was almost amazing how quickly it fell apart.
It's the only thing amazing about any of this.
Yeah.
The only one thing we will ever see that is amazing, other than a guy getting his dick burnt off.
and by it falling apart, they're talking about the doorknob on this door, I think.
Fell apart. And
Yeah.
there was a burning
Gains
garbage
tax.
barrel in the corner, and
The capital
graffiti.
gains tax did not get repealed.
Edgy graffiti.
Mr.
Yeah,
Lee.
it took me a second to realize that these are the same location. At first, like Valentine's Day sale, and then I guess condemned, I think, is what this sign replacing it's supposed to say.
Yeah, let me zoom in real
Who puts up a
close.
sign saying condemned?
I'm sorry, and actually zooming in makes it even harder to read.
You don't put up a sign saying building condemned. You just put up the particle board.
Yeah, the particle board is symbolic for condemned.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Everybody knows.
Anyways,
that.
also, yeah, we're going to we're going to ignore the commentary below, but I do want to at least point out he excuses his artistic talents as being utter crapitude. So the thing is, I do think it's kind of pointless to be like, the art's really bad, because
it just makes me think of One Punch Man, originally a webcomic.
Yeah.
By a guy who he could only just basically draw basic shapes.
Yeah, that's the thing. The art in that wasn't too good either. But the reason why it took off was because it was actually funny and interesting. So yeah, you can forgive bad art, and I do. So I'm not going to be bothered by the art. In fact, I'll be like, you know what? Hey, the art not great, but he is at least aware of that.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But
sometimes you just have a story to tell, a really deep and compelling
that's the thing. He doesn't seem
well thought out
he
story.
Clearly wasn't aware of it back then, and he doesn't seem to be aware now. that the fucking, like, the name Linkara, which, one of the things I forgot, I think I saw this again, I was reminded by the Mr. Medicare video about it, is that Linkara self-insert shows up later in this fucking comic.
Well, I thought his superhero name was Linkara.
Yeah.
I guess it's Lightbringer. I guess.
But also, then
named...
he's like, my real name is Lewis. So it's like, oh no, oh no.
Oh no, oh no. That is a very bad sign.
And I don't think we'll even be getting to that. If we do, we might be here all night. Maybe you're okay with that. I guess we could go all night.
I am. I know I'm okay.
You going to be okay with reading this all night?
Who wouldn't be okay? Who wouldn't be okay with that? I don't know.
There does seem to be a limit. Like, once you get to page 20, it's like, I don't think I can go on any... Well, after the girl on the chain, it's like, I know this comic isn't going to get any better than this. It won't
so many people make that mistake when they... I've seen that we've reviewed and read so many comics now.
I know that Deadwing Dork did this too, by the way. He did a video about this already, and I know we're not going to top that either, of course.
Well, we are going to top that because we're better than everyone.
Well, we'll do that.
Maybe we'll do that.
Maybe even we'll do that. All right. So, have you looked at the new page yet?
I'm on the second page.
You're still on the second page. What is there? What could possibly be more to look at on the second page?
I mean, not including the cover.
Oh, okay. Then we're all on the second page. So what happens? First of all, what is the great hero's name? A hero's name that I think we can agree unironically that we all continue to love to this day.
My name is Carter Granholm.
Granholm. It's not even alliteration, which I have to say I appreciate.
Yeah.
Because that is stupid.
This is better than alliteration. It's also worse at the same time. Carter Granholm. It's the most. It sounds like it should be in a fucking the name of a character in a Mel Gibson movie or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah, my name is Carter.
Yeah, well, of like a really
hateable fucking impersonation ever.
A really hateable character though, not the main character,
it should be
but
the
not the
name
main
of a villain
either.
in a fucking Arnold or Mel Gibson movie. It would be the
not
name
the
of a Jewish person in a Mel Gibson
villain.
movie.
See, I've always been partial to meaningful names myself, like Dante DeVille or shit like that, you know. And Carter Granholm just sounds like he needed a name for a character, so he named him after a coworker from the gas station or something like that.
Or the furniture store.
Yeah, the furniture store.
Fucking asshole beat cancer and went back to the carpet store.
Carter Granholm from
I can't believe you
IKEA.
just referenced the wonderful classic television, high IQ classic television show, Rick and Morty.
The highest IQ show ever, Rick and Morty.
Damn, it feels good to have a high IQ.
Yeah. This is why we're fucking doing videos about Linkara's comic, The Lightbringer.
Lightbringer, don't talk about me, you son of a bitch.
The world's first super.
But then there ends up being more, so...
Oh, there's more?
I don't see being the first can only make you, like, the lowest quality.
That's right. Other superheroes show up, and I think there's even an implication that they may have existed before the Lightbringer. So that goes right out the window.
He's just straight up lying.
Wow. The title's lying to us.
I have lived in Pharaoh City for 12 years, ever since my parents moved us here in hopes of finding the grand opportunities promised.
So if you could get to reading the comic for us, that would be great.
Okay, the grand home opportunities.
Grand home.
My parents were murdered several years ago. It was declared a mugging, and the perpetrator, suspected to be a gang member, was never caught.
Declared a mugging.
Yeah.
It's usually fucking just like,
like
mugging.
Like if you get into a car accident, sometimes they declare it a fucking like littering or something. Was this part of the grand opportunities promised? Come here, you might get your parents murdered.
Wow, what a great city.
Like, if you're driving down the street and you get into an accident because somebody distracted you by reaching into your pocket to pull out your wallet,
it's a mugging.
Then that's a mugging.
Through the car window.
Really
at least,
fast. If
the
Flash used his superpowers to fucking grab somebody's wallet right before they crashed their car, which I believe actually does in the Snyder Cut of Justice League.
Yes. Well, also fucking just, at least this is an original idea for a fucking superhero origin story. Parents killed during a mugging. I've never heard of that before, ever.
Medicare, basically. That's Medicare's line, basically.
Well, on top of the fact that he also has the power to create constructs with his mind out of light using a ring.
Batman can't do that.
Yeah, Batman
Everybody
sucks.
knows. Fucking everybody knows that shit.
I can't take it personally, of course, since not a day goes by in Pharaoh City where someone isn't murdered.
Oh, that's a good mindset to have. I don't really care about my parents getting killed. I mean, a lot of other people in the city of hopes and dreams just constantly get killed, so what do I care?
Yeah, my parents' brains were just splattered all over my face, but you know what? I mean, how mad can I be about it? It happened to somebody else the next day, too.
I can't complain.
The person who killed my parents is probably more happy about them being dead than I was happy about them being alive.
So whatever. Wow.
Parents Cuck. For the new comic by Parents Cuck. Not Bike Cuck, because Bike Cuck is 2 years ago. Who cares? Or was it 3 or 4 years ago? I don't even fucking know.
27 years ago.
So, what else happens? Fucking people are getting murdered or kidnapped or something.
Or raped.
In stark contrast, because unlike the other thing, that last one is cool.
That women are getting enslaved, put on dog collars and leashes.
Which they probably are into secretly. So you can't, I mean, you're not going to kink shame those women for fucking being chained up on a dog collar and dragged into people's furniture stores, are you? That would be wrong.
I sure am.
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Because, I mean, at this point, who doesn't know the classic tale of Lightbringer? Everyone knows before it even shows up. It's sort of like it's like The Room, where everyone already brought plastic spoons to throw at the screen whenever there's a fucking scene where photographs of spoons are on screen.
Yeah, even before you start reading, you already know the story because it's basically the monomyth, the hero's journey.
Yes. I believe fucking William Campbell actually wrote specifically about the Lightbringer before this comic ever existed. He was just that much of a fan of Lewis Lovehog.
Yes.
Nice porn name, faggot.
That's what That's why I always think of the hedgehog.
Nasty
hedgehog.
Cock.
Lewis Hedgehog.
Lewis, that's his fucking Sonic OC.
Actually,
Lewis Hedgehog.
Hedgehog is like less pornographic than Lovehog.
Yes. Is there more text in this page?
It's the police I mostly feel sorry for. Most of the citizens have lost hope in them to solve their problems. I sometimes wonder if the cops have lost faith in themselves too, considering the circumstances. The city feels like it's cast in perpetual twilight.
Is that what the story is about, is the fucking police?
This was back in 2006 when the police were still good guys.
Yeah, before fucking no cops' lives matter or whatever.
A cab. That kind of shit.
All cops' lives don't matter.
And the funny thing is, in Batman, part of the reason why crime was so rampant was because all the cops were corrupt and the city government was too. But I guess this is a more original take, actually. So this is better than Batman.
The cops aren't corrupt. They're just sad.
It's way more fucking appealing.
Is it worse than corrupt as being sad?
More-
Maybe.
More relevant is just all the sad cops running around.
ACAS, all cops are sad.
The city feels like it's cast in perpetual twilight, always light flowing in around me, but always a darkness tainting it somehow. I don't think I've really seen the sun in years.
Even though the sunlight's out and it's the daytime, probably, or it seems like it. You
Yeah,
can't
what
really
is-
tell.
Is it smoggy?
You know, it
Is
might
this-
be night outside. I think that's this yellow square at the top of the panel is a street light. And
Why
that's
would
what
it be
that's supposed to be.
square-shaped streetlight?
Again, it doesn't look that shitty, because that would take a lot more not just drawing skill, but just drawing. It would take more time, and you could tell at some point he's like, I don't want to spend all the time making the pavement look cracked or draw something appearing to be trash on the ground or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Why do that? Why would you ever do that?
He drew this guy, Carter Granholm,
Carter Granholm.
and that was enough. So he just slapped in a questionable content line tool background and called it a day.
Yeah, so you can't blame him because hey, he admitted his art's bad. He didn't
He
exactly
admitted
admit he's a lazy
What?
piece of shit too.
When people admit that their art's bad, I usually think it's because they're novice at drawing. I don't think it's because he's secretly great at art, but this story he really wanted to get out there, he couldn't be bothered to do good art for it. Who cares?
Yeah, it's like the cleanest street and sidewalk. Nothing looks really that bad, but all the narration is like, gritty, we're all dying, everyone's getting raped all the time.
We're getting raped so much, I got raped twice on the way back from my used furniture store.
Speaking of which, the next
Speaking of
page-
getting raped.
Yeah, he talks about the background in the commentary underneath the page.
Oh, no.
actually.
Oh, well, then we need to know. We need to know about that.
Oh, boy.
It says here, my first attempt at being artsy while still drawing a semi-decent picture.
Whoa.
Most of the time, you won't see the yellow lines that separate the sides of a road.
What? What? What the fuck did I just hear? I thought he said his art sucks. Now his art is really good?
Now it's semi-decent. It's still
So,
semi-decent.
yeah. So, okay, so the comic is
This
semi-decent.
right here is semi-decent.
The comic
So-
is also semi-decent.
He says it's laziness. Is he a bad artist or is he a lazy artist?
Is he both?
Well, is it clearly more one than the other? I don't know. Maybe we can't judge.
I don't know. I mean, I can judge. I can judge all day. They say judgment is reserved for God. So I guess I can judge.
Because we're like God.
We're like Q.
And
We're
the
like Q from
fact that
Star
we
Trek: The
judge
Next Generation.
is what makes us like God.
Q from Star Trek, friendship is magic.
Star Trek. Star Trek.
Wasn't he the fucking big dragon, big colorful
He-
goofy dragon with multiple limbs?
Yeah.
I thought he was the little purple one.
It's the same
No,
damn character.
no, that is Spike. You're confusing him with Spike.
Oh.
Don't get it twisted. That's a different
Don't
character.
get it twisted.
Yeah, Spike is the shitty little punching bag character. We're talking
Hey.
about Q from Star Trek, who
There's only
left Star
two-
Trek to go
There's
live
only
in My
two
Little
main
Pony.
male characters in the fucking entire show. One's the tiny dragon, and the other is Q.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next?
My parents had actually had their hearts set that I'd become an actor. However,
Before they got their
circumstances...
hearts blown out by a mugger, a ruled mugging. Are we going to find out it's like a conspiracy and it was actually the Court of Owls or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
this universe version of the Court of Owls?
Their hearts really got reset by that bullet.
Ha ha.
The fucking
The Joker. They say the Joker just wants to say the N-word.
the fucking that fucking really intense mugging where people were blown in half by fucking sawed-off shotgun. I like that my parents had actually had their heart set. How many more times can you say "had" in a sentence? 3.
Once more.
You gotta be
Another
really
more.
none more.
None more times. You know what
None more
though?
black.
Before we finish this page, we'll continue with part 2. Like, share, comment, donate to our subscribe star. Where I don't know if we're gonna post the rest of these just there or what, but
Yeah, we should make the first part free, and the rest should be behind the page.
yeah, we'll force
Pig
people to
paywall.
become pigs to watch the rest of this
it's
wonderful
so good.
series, of course.
This is
Louis
absolute gold.
Payhog.
Louis
the Payhog.
Hog. The hog. Look out, or his hog of love will get you. But
It's going to burn your dick off.
yeah, fuck it. Make sure to donate to our subscribe star linked below, or else Louis Love Hog will come to burn your dick off with this fucking world's
For
first
some,
superpower.
I don't even know why.
Yes.
Don't even know why.
Only he can understand. Only the Love Hog knows for sure. And should have listened to Shitty Web Comics.